Hello, Internet. It is I, Sneaky Devil, here once more to bring to you Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9003, episode 49, I believe. Arn continues to feed me money, and I have a panda now.
Yeah. Wait, you do?
Or apparently, I have a panda
Interesting.
emote. Yes.
That's pretty epic.
The Pride
just
Penguin.
Can't be racist.
Now that I have invoked the Pride Penguin, I can no
That's kinda
longer
gay.
be homophobic. Thank you, Pride Penguin.
Very cool.
I don't think that is how that works, my friend.
Well, I got some bad news for people then. Anyway, so we're gonna start our night off with some Harry Potter because we haven't done that in a while.
Ooh, my favorite.
I know.
Oh,
Picked it out just for you.
thanks, buddy.
No problem. I'm always looking out for you, Arn.
Yeah, it's good to know.
So tonight we got Arn, we got Gray, we got Atin, and we got Max. We're gonna have a fun little time. It's gonna be great.
Fun is relative.
Big old hullabaloo. I can't say the B word. The hard O. That's what I'm gonna call it from now on. The hard O.
The hard O.
Otherwise, Twitch might ban me. Yeah.
Damn.
Can't say the hard O.
Life is pain.
Harry Potter and the Rejected Path. I'm so glad you said life is
Jesus.
pain. Because that is relevant. Harry Potter and the Rejected Path by Z. Arkham. Of course, as per the Twitch guidelines, you are not to contact this author. Unless, of course, they mention specifically they want to contact.
Thank you.
After one taunt too many by Draco, and learning of dark things while he was possessed.
Harry buys a Glock.
Yes.
God damn it.
Harry gets an MP3 player with pumped up kicks on it and takes his Glock to school.
Oh dear, that.
He gets an MP3, an MP4, and an MP5.
And you know, just to make sure that everything's topped off, he also buys a Smith & Wesson 500.
Ah, yes. Because he really enjoys
I
putting
see
holes in
Atin
3
has
different houses at the same
decided-
time.
And I see you've decided to become an accelerationist. Congrats on your conversion.
Now,
Yes,
Please keep
all
the ball
I'm
away from
saying
me.
is many problems has solution G18 with infinite ammo in it.
Why have fucking G18?
Well, because the G18 has full auto.
Yeah, and it's a fucking pistol.
Doesn't matter. It's a fucking G18.
I mean, it's not like the
I
Uzi's
have
a
a
real gun either.
counterpoint,
It's a pistol
Sneaky.
with infinite ammo.
Yeah.
Sneaky counterpoint GAU8 Avenger with infinite ammo.
Yeah. Well, you see,
No,
I
but here's the
I like
that's
the
a
Glock
great
meme.
solution, but that's like an end game solution, right?
Yeah.
We're completely done with this individual forever.
Ron, you've always been nice to me. Don't come to school tomorrow. Harry, we live in a boarding school. That's a damn shame.
Oh.
All the other
Ron, you've always been
kids
nice to
with
me.
their
Don't come to
pumped up
school tomorrow.
ones.
Hermione,
shit.
you should definitely come to school tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Would have thought it was opposite, honestly. Especially knowing the fanon for Harry Potter.
I'm sorry,
Because
what's annoying, Fannin?
Ron is always
Alright,
a
guys.
cunt, and Hermione is always the good
So
girl.
before we begin this story, I just
Well,
want
you
to
say that's why I specifically said in mine, Ron, don't come to school tomorrow. Hermione, definitely come to school tomorrow.
all I'm saying is that I have an isekai idea, right? So, in another world with my smartphone, I propose
Unfortunately.
in another world with my Glock 18 with infinite ammo.
Well, no, because the problem there is that's not even like don't get me wrong, a smartphone's a big advantage,
Mm.
but a Glock with infinite ammo. Congratulations. There's the Demon Lord. Pow.
Well,
There's
no,
somebody who's mouthing off to me.
Atin,
Pow.
it's a G18, so it sounds more like.
Yeah. Yeah, more or less.
Okay, look, you're
There you
not
go.
wrong. I'm just saying. The point is, there's nothing interesting there.
I mean, you don't have to make it too long. Just make it like a single book long, right? You know, I'm talking like a single manga long, maybe like half a light novel size. You know.
Sneaky, how the dirty hero shot the Demon Lord to death.
In out 5-minute adventure.
Hmm.
So what's the big surprise? Was there supposed to be a surprise?
I have no idea.
Why didn't no one inform me I was supposed to have a surprise ready?
Oh,
I have no
Surprise was
idea.
the Glock.
But wait, there's more.
Oh yeah, but wait, there's more. Harry Potter and the Rejected Path. Welcome.
But wait, there's more!
Harry refuses to play his part anymore. Into this comes Luna with her own dark story.
I'm sorry, how dark is Luna Lovegood's story?
Oh, God.
I mean,
Alright.
honestly, her canon story is a little bit dark. Her,
Yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty dark.
A teeny bit.
her mother explodes in a magical accident because she was experimenting with raw magic, and she's constantly bullied at school to the point where she's gone a little bit insane, inventing mystical creatures in a magical world, by the by, inventing mystical creatures that don't actually exist as an excuse as to why everyone hates her and as to why all of her stuff is stolen.
I'm gonna disagree with that interpretation. I think the creatures are more her father going loopy because her mother exploded, and Luna just
well, see,
copying him.
I would
because
agree
what
with
else
you
should
on
the
that
9-year-old
one,
do?
except for the part where she sees them around people.
I mean, insanity is always like that, I guess. I don't know.
Delusion.
I wouldn't
Anyway.
know, I'm not insane.
They shall both get their revenge and shake magical Britain before the end. Harry times multiple people. Harry Potter times Luna. 33 chapters, adventure and drama. Words 414,000 with a whopping 2,920 reviews. 7,279 favorites. 8,080 follows. And it has been an ongoing story since the year 2010.
It's
So
fucking 10
Sneaky.
years old. Jesus Christ.
I decided to look at, the profile.
Uh-huh.
Author's in his 50s. And boy, some of the stuff on his profile are pretty much like warning bells for you.
Oh, God.
Of the kind of authors you tend to not like.
Oh, no. Alright, well, let's see. Oh, God. No, due to COVID, I'm a fucking little bitch, so I won't be able to acquire resources.
What? Just say
No,
you need money, you fuck.
Sneaky. He's he's in his early 50s.
I'm in my early
50.
50s, and an
Fucking a
old-fashioned...
50-year-old man sits there writing fanfiction.
Okay, no, whoa,
Jesus
hold on.
fucking
Okay,
Christ.
look, so, first off, I have found that there is a sweet spot of, like, maybe, like, nearing post-college, pre-college age to, like, maybe 35. Like, that age group seems to make actually good fics. But, like, over 35, you start to get into these really, like...
True.
You
Wait, hang on.
You get ropsed, you get
Yeah.
you like they get very just meander. I'm gonna
Medwin.
have a midlife crisis, but I'm gonna write it in fan fiction.
Yep. You remember Cledwin is like 39,
Yeah.
38, something. So
Like I said, midlife crisis. Oh, Ken and Karen into a GTA loading screen. You know what? You know what? That actually looks like a GTA loading screen. I give them
Yeah,
mad fucking props.
it's pretty epic. Also, he's fucking ripped. Jesus Christ.
It does in fact look like a GTA loading screen. You are correct about that.
Yeah.
Remarkably so. Not you, the GTA loading screen thing. I mean.
Yes. My wife calls me the fount of useless trivia because I memorize all that stuff prior to Wikipedia and the Google. So when you are reading my fix, be warned.
I'm sorry. The Google.
That's just me making fun of him.
Yeah, that's sneaky being sneaky.
Look, I had to be sure with this motherfucker.
I'm aware. One of the things I like to do is to explain every joke I make. So if things seem off or different from canon,
you ruin every joke you make.
well,
Got
no.
it.
No, again, that's me adding shit in. But he's trying to say is that he'll go off on tangents in the middle of his story to basically, what's the author? Tolkien, Harry Potter, basically, where he'll be like, he'll mention something and then go off on a tangent to explain the thing he just mentioned to expand the Harry Potter universe.
Mm,
The only
So
thing that listen, we've expanded the Harry Potter universe enough to know that she hates trans people.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ah, yes.
Probably the only woke take from J.K. Rowling.
The only base take.
Not agreeing with that. Just stating that we've so far definitely had her come
Too
out
bad.
against them.
I didn't agree with J.K. Rowling either. I'm just saying. It's a very woke take. Let's see. So if things seem off or different from canon, there is a reason, and I will explain it. Even though I'm a bit of a broken combat vet, I love romance stories. That's why I write harems with teenagers in them. Because nothing says romantic like a group of teenagers fucking each other.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens out at,
Hmm.
wherever the kids go to do those things these days. No one in this chat knows.
Wait, what the fuck is this? And I don't mean romantic in the sense of romance, but romantic in the 18th century way.
Ah, yes, a romance. I'm gonna marry you
what?
off to some random nobleman.
Yes, I'm gonna marry you
Alliance,
to
the
cement this
French.
political alliance.
I'm gonna marry the French, yeah. That helps.
We need our alliance with France, remember?
I mean romantic
Okay,
in the
listen,
18th
I
century
know
way.
he's technically your cousin once removed, but we really need the French cavalry to
No,
beat those
no.
damn Spaniards.
No, Atin.
Okay,
Honey, I know
here
he's
we
your
go.
brother,
Oh, that's the
but
romantic
do
period,
it for
right?
the Habsburg blood.
So the
We need
romanticism
more chins.
is a
Oh God,
writing
please no.
period in the
I'm gonna go
18th
get
century.
my dinner and hope that this doesn't burn down in the 3 minutes I'm gonna be gone.
Oh, it's already on fire.
It's a term to cover distinctive writers who flourished in the last years of the 18th century. Romantic is a indispensable but misleading title. There was no self-styled romantic movement at the time, and the great writers of the period did not call themselves romantics. Blah 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 blah.
Is this just some fucking revolutionary bullshit?
Many of the age's foremost writers thought that there was something new was happening in the world's affairs. Nevertheless, William Blake's affirmation in 1793 that a new heaven is beginning was matched a generation later by Percy Bysshe Shelley's The World's Great Age Begins Anew. These will give the world another heart and other pulses, wrote John Keats, referring to Leigh Hunt and William Wordsworth. Wordsworth, well, I guess he was a scribe.
Yes, we're worth a lot of words, eh?
Fresh ideals came to the fore, in particular the German Reich.
About 70 years too early. Sadly.
Fair enough. The fresh ideas came to the fore, in particular the idea of freedom, long cherished in England, was being extended to every range of human endeavor. As the ideal swept through Europe, it became natural to believe that the age of tyrants would end.
Yes, that ideal.
Yes,
Led
that
by one baguette boy.
one baguette boy indeed. Who would
Thanks,
win?
Napoleon, you fucking cunt.
Who would win, one baguette boy or an entire world?
Apparently, the entire world, like
Mm.
7 coalition wars later.
Yeah, indeed. The most notable feature of the poetry at the time is the new role of individual thought and personal feeling, where the main trend of 18th century poetics had been praised the general to see the poet as a spokesman of society, addressing social justice and the conveyance of truth. The Romantics found the source of poetry, in particular, a unique experience. This literally tells me
Why
fucking
are
nothing.
we still talking about romanticism?
Because I'm trying to figure out what the ever-loving shit romanticism is, and why this asshole is saying that he's a romantic in the 18th century way.
I
I'm
can
pretty
try
sure
to explain
he
it,
just wants to see
but
teenagers fucking.
I won't. Yeah, that's essentially the concept. He just wants to sound like less of a vapid fucking retard.
No, let's
And
be clear. He wants to sound like less of a kid diddler.
yeah, but like he wants to sound intellectual. Like he uses the big words, very hard words. Yes.
Well,
And
no.
then he wants to make the kids fuck each other.
Isley, I have heard of the romantic writing movement. I still don't know what it is.
It's more
I
focused
just
on
read an entire
individualism
Wikipedia page on this
It was
shit.
Wikipedia, you dumb fuck.
What?
Technically, you read an Encyclopedia Britannica page, but
So what? A
enough.
printed Wikipedia page.
Except, you didn't read it in the book, but okay, fine.
Anyway. I grew up watching Star Blazers and got to see lots of Japanese anime before it was cool. So I'm all about Last Charges of the Light Brigade and Billowing Capes and nature philosophy.
Damn.
What the hell is even
Oh.
going on?
Who cares?
Save your blood pressure. Before reading my fix, read my statement below. I'm glad we came to his author page now. We will save everyone here minor heart tremors. I am
Well, that's
not
just
writing
fucking
for children here.
Ignore.
That being said, I'm not one
says
to
the
write.
man who wants to write children boning.
Yes.
Yes.
I am not writing for children here, even though I have selected a 3rd grade reading level series to write for.
Yeah.
Look, just because I'm writing My Little Pony doesn't mean my intended audience is small girls who like My Little Pony. You see, I am a philosopher. And I believe that you can maturely write My Little Pony fanfiction aimed for older audiences.
Let's be real here. The fucking audience of My Little Pony has an average age of about 30.
Yeah.
An average of weight of about 200 kilograms.
Aura goes,
Oh,
"What
come
the
on now. Hold on a minute. It's probably more like 250.
Aura goes,
True,
what
true.
have I joined into?
Hell.
Uh,
You've joined into hell.
Yeah.
Can I
No,
get that
Isley,
Warhammer
then
My Little
fuck
Pony
off.
fic for you? No, I'm not gonna fucking read it. I was picking My Little Pony specifically because of the dichotomy between the readers, the intended audience, and the fanfic writers.
I
Because
would say
the
only
intended
one I saw
audience...
that was even remotely well done was My Little Pony and Fallout, and that one went okay.
The intended
'Cause, like-
audience of Harry Potter is between the ages of 6 and 14. The readers of Harry Potter are apparently 20. And what the writers are writing for is apparently 32. So,
Yeah, but like, the thing about that is that the readers of Harry Potter, when the books came out, were about that age. And then they never fucking grew up mentally.
oh,
Just
I know.
physically.
Well, that depends on
I
how
hate
much soy
mad
they
children.
consumed.
Yeah, well, seems like most of them are
Indeed.
low on testosterone
Very much
and
so.
high in estrogen.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway, that being said, I am not going to write about nasty things just to write it unless it drives the plot. Also, I am finding my writings are a way to deal with a lot of crap I am still processing from my combat time. Thus, my writing is a therapeutic, but may sometimes be me for me, and not something I expect everyone to enjoy or understand. So, this is another thing that we've seen this sort of statement around before, and I've seen this sort of advice being given before on fan fiction forums, and just general writing forums as well. If you are writing for yourself, don't publish it.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Feel free to write for you, right?
Don't get me
Let's
wrong.
be clear here.
Yeah, don't get
Write
me
for
wrong.
yourself.
Write for yourself all you want. If you want to have some sort of like basically journalized story in which it's like an ongoing daydream, effectively, where you're just like thinking about this character in this world doing things, and you just think it's really cool, and you just really enjoy it yourself. If you want to go out and publish it, that's great. Kudos to you, but don't use the excuse "I'm writing for me" when people don't like what you've written.
Yeah. That's just a cop-out, honestly.
Yeah, it is. And it's like if you painted a picture and you hung it in your room. That's fine, that's great. You like the picture, you like painting, so you went and painted a picture and you hung it in your room. But say you painted a picture and then you hung it in a hallway for one of your classes, whether you're in high school or college, right? You're walking by the picture one day, and you hear a bunch of kids being like, "Oh wow, look at this fucking stupid thing. What'd he do? Snort glue and then smash his face into it?" You can't get offended. You're the one that put it there. If you just want, you can't use the excuse, "Oh, I'm just painting it for myself," and then you go and put it in a public area.
Right?
For free.
Even keeping it just in your house changes that situation immensely.
Well, I mean, if you keep it in your house, it's one thing if you keep it in your house, or maybe you show it to your friends, and you're still just doing it for yourself.
But that's
Right.
what I'm saying.
Right.
Keeping it in an area that is, relatively speaking, private changes the way that works, right? Or you write something for yourself, and maybe you think, this is pretty good, so you ask a friend to look at it, and the friend's like, this is shit. You can go ahead and be like, that's kind of mean, dude.
Or say for example, you have a picture up in your room, and your friend you invited comes over, and he looks at the picture, he's like, "Wow, that fucking picture's ugly. Would you have to pay for that?" And you go, "Well, I painted it," and the friend's like, "Well, you're a terrible painter." Like, okay, well, I painted it for myself, and you can actually use that as a defense at this point because you're keeping it in your room and you're not doing anything with it. But so. It's just I despise it when people try to deflect with those sort of statements. It's fan fiction, anything's possible. I'm just writing it for myself. It's like, okay, technically, yes, it is true. It is fan fiction. You are the one writing it, so therefore anything is possible. But that does not make for a good story, which is the point. Just like the point of making fan art is to make art that you're a fan of a fandom. Like, you wouldn't draw someone that looks vaguely like Luke at a coffee shop. It's like, it's not even like a Star Wars coffee shop, right? It's like a fucking Starbucks in the 20th century, and Luke's on his Apple. And he's not even dressed like a Jedi. He's got like a fucking like tweed sweatshirt on, and he got fucking square glasses, and it's like Luke at a coffee shop, AU.
Right? But here's the thing,
That's not Star Wars fan art.
You can do really cool stuff with period art, right? Like have you seen the one that imagines the Teen Titans as like, I think it's like 80s or 90s high schoolers?
Oh yeah, no. See that sort of thing. Well, Teen Titans is actually a really bad example to use because the Teen Titans is a label, sort of like the New Warriors is a label.
Okay. Yes, but it's still right. It's a period in which the Teen Titans have not normally appeared.
Right. Okay.
Right?
Fair. Yeah.
They used a very specific roster of the Teen Titans,
Right.
and they were like, by the way, they're appearing right. This is the '90s high school variant, right?
This would be like if they were yeah. But like that's what I'm saying though. Like literally, just change one little aspect of that this hypothetical fan art of Luke Skywalker in a coffee shop. Change it to Star Wars. Make it more metally. Make it more square shapes going on. They have that fucking instead of mocha laca chinos, it's using the Star Wars text for whatever the coffees are, and and instead of being on an Apple, he's using that fucking tablet shit they got going on in Star Wars, right? And it's just like Luke relaxing in a coffee shop. I would be like, yeah, now it's Star Wars fan art because now it's Luke, as he is Luke, in a coffee shop drinking coffee because people do that. Like, it's little shit, But anyway,
Is there a reason we're talking about AUs?
Yeah. So basically, the author here is saying that he's writing these stories for himself, and that if you don't like them, he's not writing them for you.
I mean, that's perfectly fine stance to have as long as you're not an ass about it.
But that's what we're saying, though, is it's a really poor excuse when you're publishing them to a public area for free.
Well, I mean, I guess to a degree, but like, I started writing for myself just because I wanted to. You start doing the same thing.
I know, but
it's just we eventually moved to a point where it's like, well, I want to improve my writing so other people can also enjoy the stories.
But what I'm saying, what we said was basically it's fine to write for yourself, but if you write for yourself and then you post it to a public area, you can't use the excuse "I'm just writing for myself" when someone critiques it.
You've posted it to a public forum.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You can say I'm writing this for myself. Just be like, if you have any issues, just if you're gonna critique, keep that in mind. But
yeah,
if that's your defense against critique, you can say it. Free speech is a God-given right, but the other person can also tell you with that same right, you're fucking stupid.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Obviously. That's free speech.
Anyway, so plus, except in the stories taking place years later, most of these characters are teenagers, and teenagers experiment. Teenagers make mistakes. Teenagers are confused about sex, and often aren't sure of themselves and their place in the world. In my fix, this is complicated.
You want to draw? This sounds like you want to write teenagers boning and not feel like a pervert.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
in my fix, this is complicated by the fact of their maturing magical cores. And their body is going through puberty.
See, the magic made them fuck. It wasn't me being a pervert.
Yeah, right. It's the magic that made them all fuck.
Magic?
Yeah.
Horny magic, yes. That's
Horny
how magic
magics,
works.
Indeed. Thus,
I'm sure that's
you can only cast horny magics with your dick.
No, Sticky, it's
yes.
The wand.
Dickus erectus.
Lay wand. Milady, let me show you my lawand.
Only males can use the horny magic.
Indeed.
No, the women can, but they have to cast a different spell first.
No, they.
Futanarius.
Oh. Oh god. Fair enough. Or wait, would they just use their nipples?
Look, all I'm saying is that I am really confused about the magic naming system in Harry Potter, because I realize it is bastardized Latin, but
There's literally no sense.
All I'm saying is that it's like, why not use a like, if the witch is casting the spell, shouldn't they be either, or if it's targeting a witch, shouldn't be conjugated in female? Because like, if it's magic and you're like, to cut, but you're saying to cut men because you used us at the end of it, wouldn't it not cut women then?
That depends entirely on fucking whether the words actually matter.
Well,
or if it's just intent.
Again, yes, I understand that, but like, I've never seen a story tap that at all?
Well, of course, because, well, it's kind of stupid, not gonna lie.
I mean, okay, you say that,
Try-
and yet we have
Trying
magical.
to
We have magical
trying to
cores.
assign sense to J.K. Rowling's fucking
We have magical
retarded-
cores. We have magical
Yeah,
core
and-
fanon. There is no defense against why conjugation in Latin can't be used as an interesting story concept.
I mean, yeah, sure, it could be a cool story point, I guess, but I mean, if you needed different spells based on different targets, it would honestly be a bit of a mess
I mean,
in terms of the actual
yeah, welcome to
standard
fucking
canon
Latin.
story. Well, yeah, that's why J.K. Rowling just decided, fuck it, I'll just make up some retarded shit instead.
Which, by the way, that was just one thing I appreciated about the Dresden Files, where he went, magic is about imagination, so it's actually best to not use real words, or you're gonna make it fucking hard for yourself.
That's what I
Sure.
liked about the canon behind using element 0 powers and engineering powers in Mass Effect is that they're actually triggered to in lore wise they train themselves to trigger it. So like you do the Spider-Man thwip thing, and like you shoot out a throw, or it activates like the sabotage program, and that's how you have to program the Omni tool or train yourself with what's not, is it mimetics? No, it's not mimetics. It's
Muscle memory, like,
yeah, it's that word for muscle memory that isn't muscle memory. Well, I'll probably realize it like 30 minutes ago. In 30 minutes ago.
I would say he's just
30
gonna
minutes ago.
scream something in 30 minutes, and we'll be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So, but like that, like so you were encouraged to do hand symbols that you would never make casually, specifically because you could accidentally just like point at someone and accidentally trigger the incinerate module or the warp, and it'd be like, oh.
I
I've made a
think mimetics was
mistake.
the word you were looking for.
Is it mimetics?
Using imitative means of representation,
Yeah. Okay then.
or relating to an imitation. So yeah,
The memes.
Memes have power.
it's spelled differently. You fucking illiterate fucking cunts.
Well, no.
Oh yes, the
Mimetics
joke.
actually is the origin of the word meme.
Yes.
It was first
The
used
DNA of the
to
soul.
the word mimetics was first used to describe what memes are on the internet. In some book back in like, fucking Christ, what was it, 96? It was either 96 or
73.
2006, something like that.
I don't know.
Sounds
And-
like it would have been a '90s thing. The '90s were kind of wild.
And then
looking
from
back at all the
there,
shit that came out.
the internet, of course, shortened the word from mimetics to meme.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the term itself was not coined by Richard Dawkins in 1973.
Yes, and he's very upset that people made memes.
No. Shoot yourself.
I'm mocking him.
Do the whip,
Yeah.
shake the meme.
Death
This
will
is how
come
I
for
whip.
you one day.
This is how I get yeeted off the fucking
Sneaky, I'm
internet,
looking
old
for the
man.
ban button onto you, but I can't find it.
Watch me whip. Watch me meme. Fucking Twitch just deletes my channel. Like that, of everything I've said, that's what gets me banned from Twitch.
Listen,
Copyright infringement.
we can tolerate a lot of stuff. We can't tolerate him being so bad.
God. Thus, they will often act atypically to what you would expect. Now, I expect teenagers to be stupid and horny, so
I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
a pretty common thing.
please
That's exactly
remember
what I was
this
gonna
when
say.
you are commenting. The addition of magic adds a new dimension to complex time in a person's life. In
No, it
addition,
doesn't!
since Harry
Fuck's
is the
sake.
last of his lines, there will be also additional levels of magic affecting him in my stories. So
Oh,
if you
Jesus
think a
fucking Christ.
character is acting odd or doing something too mature, I would remind you that this is a fantasy story and magic changes the rules. Well, first off, I've seen incredibly mature teenagers. I've also seen incredibly immature teenagers. I've seen teenagers get out-debated by a fucking 4-year-old using more complete sentences than them.
Okay, to be
Ah,
fair,
yes.
those were the teenagers that sniffed glue.
Yes, they
Yeah.
were. That doesn't matter. Still proves my
African
point.
Americans.
No,
No, we were all white.
dude, what the
Damn.
fuck?
They were trailer trash, though, so.
Yeah.
That just
Basically
makes
the same
them
thing.
sneaky. That just makes them extra white.
It does. I'm this close to reporting you. Fucking Brazilians.
Do it.
I'll go down to Brazil and I'll shoot you legally.
Hmm.
You do
I mean,
realize that
history
violence
and
is,
brother.
despite all appearances, in fact, not state sanctioned in Brazil.
That's why I
Imagine
said I
that.
would do it legally, which means I'll find a Brazilian law that allows me to challenge him to a death battle.
This is not England. Trial by combat is not still on the books.
It is in New York.
It is in the favela. Although that's basically anarchy anyway, so the rule of law is kind of weak in Brazil. Not gonna lie.
Anarchy! Only Arn and I get that joke.
Yes.
Fair warning! I do not like Ronald Weasley. Or Molly Weasley. Or
God.
Remus Lupin. I, however,
Perish
will
the
not
thought.
bash them. What we see in canon shows us they are not good people. Plus, just because I write harsh things about a character does not make it bashing. So stop telling me it is! If you don't like how I write my characters, write your own stories.
Oh my fucking.
Yes, the ultimate defense against being fucking garbage. Write your own story. I have.
Yeah, I have. I won't talk
Yeah,
to you
man.
until your story is as popular as mine. My story is
is.
actually more popular than a majority of yours. Oh, my most popular story is still more popular. Okay.
So that's how this dick measuring contest goes. I see.
Harry Potter and the Rejected Path actually came about because I was having trouble making an evil Harry Potter. So I decided to split my previous story, Harry Potter and the Order of the Stag, and found it going off.
If that's not
Fuck off.
porn.
That
it's
is I
not.
will say that is a pretty good porn name. And found it going off in a new and exciting direction. This is Harry mad as hell and not taking it anymore. Note, this fic is written in a way it is due to a challenge I got to write the characters in ways they are normally not.
Hey, can we read the story, please?
Fine. I'll just finish his own summary of this. So,
Fine.
for example, it is not your daddy's Luna.
So, by the way, Sneaky, can I link the? I finally found the Teen Titans stuff I was talking about. Can I link that in
Yeah,
59K,
drop
or do
it.
you want me to leave it? What?
Yeah, drop it in. Other characters will act in ways rarely seen. The story has all sorts of nasty things going on. If you have delicate sensibilities, don't be shocked if anything happens. Alright, so I just want to say,
So those are just two pieces of
This
it.
is-
They're both fantastic.
I find this highly stupid. If this is because the author is admitting right here that pretty much every single character is going to be acting out of character because he wants to write them as not in character, which makes them not those characters anymore. So it's a Harry Potter AU in which there's no Harry Potter characters. Okay, that's a interesting.
That's a bold move, Cotton.
That's a very bold move. You know what? I absolutely yep. If this was the 90s, I'm feeling it. Yeah.
Right? And they're just really great. Like,
Yeah, no, that is definitely a 90s thing. I'm an alien, so I'm just gonna wear a bunch of fucking NASA shit and have a tattoo of a UFO.
Well, no, but like Cyborg's got
brain.
a great design. Robin looks great. Like they all look fantastic. Like it's like whoever did this clearly knows what they're doing, and they did it really well.
The fuck are we talking about?
Somebody did a bunch of fan art of what the Teen Titans would look like as a bunch of '90s kids.
Link, please.
It's in Fic 9K.
Yeah, it's there.
I go to study now.
It's not porn. It's just good fan art.
What
I
is
mean,
fan art?
won't stop him.
No,
Same
this
thing,
is all
honestly.
pretty normal. Although there are some scenes where Raven's getting a little handsy with Starfire.
How do I sound?
Garbage.
Garbage? Alright, I'll
Yeah.
leave, but I just wanted to drop in. I'm at work right now. But,
Yeah,
explains
we'll
a lot.
explain it.
Shouldn't you
Yeah.
be, I don't know, working?
Nah.
yeah, I mean, I can work and listen to a podcast at the same time. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Maybe
Listen,
I can.
listen, I know the average American, multitasking is impossible for us.
Now, look, I'm really tempted to start reading a Game of Thrones story just to make him get fired because he wants to rage about Game of Thrones.
This
Yes.
is how I get me too, or not me too.
This is how I... Whoa! Hold on!
I have several questions!
Hmm.
Are you having sex while working? Because that's the only way I can think of you getting me too.
Well,
Oh,
obviously, I'm
God.
jiggling.
Anyway, so common changes I'll be making to this canon. I make a lot of changes to canon. A lot. Massive amounts. However, if you read my author's notes, I explain my new canon. I will always explain everything. So do not skip over any of my notes. Also, one thing that irritates me is, one thing I've noticed is that people will point out things that I have done wrong from guest accounts. All of your comments will be deleted if you post it from a guest account. Also, unless a fanfic says, hey, I'm sticking to canon, then anything the author writes is canon, because it's fanfiction, and you can do anything in fanfiction.
Oh, I have objections.
Because...
Fucking-
Yeah,
Because
who
anything the author
colors
writes is not
inside the
canon.
lines? Like, really? It's a fucking color inside the lines picture. Who actually colors inside the lines?
Now, let's be fair here. Changes to canon can be good.
Yeah, but changes to canon that are good typically end up being either the person's super creative and like draws something else outside the lines, or like
Yep.
reshades the color you're supposed to color inside the lines to a different color to put a different spin on it.
Yeah,
Well, Birdie's
mostly the latter.
actually here at a reasonable time.
I'm
Damn.
talking about, this is the sort of person that takes the fucking like entire fist of crayons, slams it onto the paper, and starts drawing in circles and going, I'm drawing because I'm putting color onto a piece of dead wood.
I mean, technically,
I would say, you are
Yeah,
correct
but-
in only the most technical sense. Otherwise, leave.
Basically.
more or less. Honestly.
For example, of things that people say I do wrong. The Ravenclaw house symbol being a raven. In canon, I realize it is an eagle, and I and most of the fanfic community think that's dumb, so it's gone.
Wait, I'm sorry. House Ravenclaw is an eagle?
No, it's
There's
not.
no fucking. Hang on.
Oh, like,
Uh,
is this just fans being stupid, or is this J.K. Rowling making a really weird
no.
choice?
house animal eagle. Yeah, Jake Rowling is actually fucking
What?
square brain.
Please
Is-
tell me
J.K.
that she...
Look.
No, no,
Is there a
she-
It's right
reason
there.
behind it? That's the question. Is
No, here's
there
the
a
thing. I
legitimate
really
I know.
hope the reason was she's too stupid to tell the difference.
no, so J.K. Rowling sells post-Harry Potter merchandise with the Ravenclaw symbol being a raven.
Yeah.
fuck? I made tea an hour ago.
I don't.
Good old Sneaky.
God damn it, it's been seeping for an hour. Oh god, it's gonna taste like shit.
Good job, dumbass.
Big brain.
Oh. See, I was sitting here and I'm like, man, I'm thirsty. Where's my tea? Oh, shit.
Oh no.
Replace it with alcohol.
I'm about to do that. Just give me a second here.
Good.
Yeah, vamp! Vamp! Vamp minions!
Yabba-dee, yabba-doo, yabba-die.
Bing bong.
So, Max, why don't you tell us about how the school system is doing?
Yeah, it's existing, and there were an obnoxious amount of emails that had been sent over the course of the summer, and I'm like, you guys realize 90% of your staff do not check emails because it's our summer vacation away from children and other coworkers, right?
Wait a minute. I don't have to talk to other human beings? It's amazing.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's just the worst part is I sent my bosses an email like, "Hey, I've gotten 2 emails from students after summer started. Should I answer these?" And there's been no answer from them, and it's been a fucking month. I'm like, I guess not.
That is an answer in of itself.
I would say, I
It
bet
is.
your bosses are going to be like, did anybody check? Now, you should all have been checking your emails over the summer. Hey, boss, how come I never got an answer about this?
One shot.
Yeah, it's like I do like my bosses. They do try to have
Two
our
shots.
backs with stuff, but she's sometimes just like, "Can you? I need you to look at this, please. I'm begging you to look at
3
this."
shots.
Sneaky,
Ugh.
stop talking. You're making it worse for yourself.
What, that I thirst?
Yes.
I'm like 6 or 7 shots in.
All right.
Yeah, but you can't get us banned from Twitch.
You wanna test
He
that
can
theory?
if he tries. You know,
Okay.
let's be fair here. If he tries hard enough, he can.
Easily.
Anyway, so, besides, after everything that I've said here, telling a fanfic author who states in all of his stories and on his author's profile that he does not pay attention to any canon he dislikes, that he is doing canon wrong, is stupidity or trolling.
That's a retarded take on it, honestly.
That it is, yeah, it is a very small brain take, very small PP take.
Yeah.
How to get reviewed or mocked. I'm sorry, ignored or mocked. If you review my story as a guest, I can count on one hand, and not using my thumb, by the way, the number of guest reviews that have been positive for this story. If you don't have enough love of a medium to create a profile so we can take you seriously, then go somewhere else. I have now turned off the guest review function, so you may no longer be leaving these. So, I find it incredibly ironic that the guy who is telling people they need to, they don't have any love for the medium because they don't have an account, is the same guy who also just said that he's going to be ignoring all of the canon for the fandom he's writing for. You have no love for the medium, he says, as he completely ignores the medium he does not love.
Yeah, fun fact. I can count to 15 on one hand without using my thumb. So there's at least 15. Positive.
Indeed. Well done, author. Telling me to TLDR my author's notes. Seriously, fuck off. Have you emailed George R.R. Martin to do the same? Oh, buddy.
Yes, actually, many of us have because we think it might get the book written faster if you stopped writing 70-page descriptions of what he put his dick in for breakfast that morning.
Both the breakfast
not
and the
long enough.
dick.
Of course. every time
How
I
about
rewrite
the
description.
ranting at Tolkien's heirs for the walls of text in Lord of the Rings? Well, what the fuck does Tolkien's heirs have anything to do with the Lord of the Rings?
They can't.
Yeah. They didn't.
Look,
they didn't write the
Look,
fucking
I
thing.
can rant at Christopher Tolkien for not making the Silmarillion more understandable, right? He had a very big hand in getting that written and published,
Yep.
right? But you can't get mad at him
Now,
for things like the Two Towers and the Fellowship of the Rings being so long, because it's like he didn't write those.
Yeah.
He had nothing to do with
Right.
those.
I am not anywhere in the league of those two. But if you cannot read more than a few sentences, please step away and keep quiet.
More than a
If-
few sentences, my friend. Actually, you know what? No. I normally use that to try to be polite. You
Fuck you!
pathetic waste of oxygen. You waste of bits and bytes.
You fool. You utter buffoon.
You fool who thinks he's a genius.
Indeed. It is one thing to have a legitimate complaint about a format, which makes it hard to read. It's another to be blatantly saying you could not read what the author has to say.
I mean,
No, that's like saying
that
that's
depends
like
on how
saying
fucking bad
every
you write.
page of a history textbook or every page of a business textbook has something valuable to say. I got news for you. 80% of that garbage is fluff.
The final thing that will get you mocked and or ignored in my stories is when you tell me that I got something wrong, because I, as a fan fiction author, am writing alternative universe fiction, meaning if I say that the sky is yellow and only yellow, then it is yellow and you are the one who is wrong.
Not how that works.
Damn, this author kinda is retarded. Not
And
gonna
here
lie.
is a closing statement from this author on his own stories. I
Oh,
have
fuck it.
stressed a lot as I find myself wandering from one story to another. After discussing with my wife, who is also a writer, I have gotten to the point where I am not going to worry about it anymore. I will
Really?
eventually finish.
Is your wife an actual writer, or does she also write garbage fan fiction? with
She probably
6,000
writes fan fiction as well, yes.
Yeah.
Now the real
I
question
will
is,
finish
what is what
all
fan
of
fiction?
my
That's the
stories.
question.
I so
Holy
do
fuck.
swear.
What,
I
by your magic
find
core? Oh wait.
I find that my style of writing requires me to only write about things I am excited for. I put off writing the first fic, Harry Potter and the Order of the Stag, for more than a year, and then I started working on it again. Of course, I realized quickly I was never going to finish it. However, despite the fact that what I just said is a complete contradiction of what I opened with, many of the issues I finished made its way into the current fix and probably future fix. So yes, you, the reader, I understand your pain, because many of my favorite authors who I wish would quit working on stories when the story I want is left untouched. However, since no money is being made off of this, I have the right to do what is enjoyable to me. And I will actually agree with him on that. He does have the right to write whatever
True.
story he wants.
Yeah.
I will say though that you can't exactly promise to finish all of your stories and then go and say I'm only going to
The
write for a
very
story.
next sentence
Yeah.
say, "I will never finish this story."
Nope. Okay, yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
I'll finish
Aye.
every story except that one.
How does this guy have sex and y'all don't? Maybe he's rich. You don't know that, Birdie.
Also, he did say he was deployed. It could have easily been a marriage that happened when they were both 18 and he was going off to die.
It's possible, yeah. Also, it is important to know of my writing style. When I have a character say something and I put single quotes around it, it means that word is said with sarcasm. Or the person made air quotes. And I don't want to interrupt the flow of the narrative by writing sarcasm in. Here are two examples, and he does actually properly use it, and yes, it is correct. However, I will say that you can also italicize. Yes, I realize that italicization is not exactly a mainstay in published books. However, as you said it yourself, this is fan fiction. So.
Have we really spent an hour on my profile?
Well, not
Yes.
just the profile, more just
I would
in
just say
general.
it's not just a profile; it's all the inherent problems in that profile, sir.
Indeed.
That's
Anyway.
still on the profile.
Yes.
I'm sorry to be the
Anyway,
bearer of
so
bad news.
disclaimer: the first, this is owned by JKR, except all the stuff that I own.
Which is actually none of it, because that's how fanfiction works.
Disclaimer: the second, this is an alternative universe. Do not expect things to be the same, so you cannot complain when I contradict canon. Character ages. Well, in the bulk of my stories, I changed first year to start at 14 so I can get to those sexy times faster. This does not work for this story. Given I cannot see Petunia and Vernon not immediately and legally being able to do so, kicking Harry out when he turns 18, which screws everything up. Plus, it would also mean that Harry would be 20 in this story, and I think it would be a lot harder to accept everyone acting like Harry is still a teenager.
Fucking.
Wait, what?
Fucking what? What the fuck is this? Oh my.
Please excuse me while I'm worried about being put on a list for reading this
I need
author's
more alcohol.
garbage.
What? Why would people act like he's still a
My blood alcohol content is way too low for this shit.
What?
Sneaky, I think we need to find this author and give him the Emperor's Peace.
Yeah, I think we do. This man must be given the Emperor's Peace.
The Emperor's Peace is a mercy for that man.
Yeah, that's why it's called the Emperor's Peace. It's a mercy.
He doesn't deserve it.
This is fan fiction.
There are many who do not deserve the grace of the Emperor, but they receive it nonetheless.
This is fan fiction. Anything can happen in fan fiction. Everyone must treat Harry like he's a teenager because he's in his 4th year of school, even though he's 20.
Hang on, that's not how time works. If he
It
started
is because
14
the author says it is. Duh.
if he starts at 14 and he's 20 in this, then he would be in 6th year, not 4th.
He's in 4th year because the author says he is. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is 6th year. But anyway, so my point though is that I
Yep, true.
I'm allergic to bad writing.
Same.
I don't understand what. I am not gonna age Harry up because people would still treat him like a teenager because he's in 6th year.
Sure, that makes
What?
sense.
I didn't realize teachers treated students by their grade level instead of how old they were.
You know, I'm starting to think that might not be what this guy meant.
Oh, you mean
Oh,
with him?
yeah. Wait.
Mm.
While in the bulk of my stories, I'm changing 1st year to start at 14. This doesn't work for this story.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
So he normally changed it, but in this one he didn't.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that he's saying that people won't accept Harry being a teenager when he's 20 and 6th year doing 20-year-old 6th year things. So what I'm getting from this is that the reason why he's not aging Harry up in this is because he believes that adults will be more lenient for a teenager having massive man-whore syndrome versus a 20-year-old having man-whore syndrome.
I mean, to be fair, they would.
God fucking damn it.
I am really curious what kind of adults you hang around because honestly, I think all of the adults in my life probably would give a teenager more shit for being a man whore than an adult being a man whore.
Absolutely.
Sneaky, they'll give him more shit, but they'll cut him more slack. Like, I mean, I think they'll make way more fun of him, but I think they'll also cut him more slack. but a lot of the adults I knew were shit posters. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm also from New Jersey, so that's probably a pretty bad baseline. Spells! Feel free to gnash your teeth at spells in my stories, but I am too obsessive to accept JKR's bad mangling of not only Latin, but magic as well, because J.K. Rowling wrote the canon for magic, yet she's mangling it?
God fucking damn it.
This is by the same guy who says, I'm writing an alternative universe, so don't comment on what is canon. Commenting on canon, saying they're doing canon wrong, to the author that wrote the canon.
I don't.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Hypocrisy.
Thank you, Gray. Every spell I create or change is listed in the author's notes so that many of you don't read it. And also, if you wish for a master list, and I will send you my Excel spreadsheet dictating every single spell used in my stories. Characters. I have tried not to create too many characters in this story. I spend a lot of time researching the games, the books, the movies, and other things. Even when I create a character, I look for previously created characters from the Harryverse. It's called Pottermore. History, and base it off of them. Again, if you'd like a copy of the spreadsheet of all of Hogwarts' original character students, PM me and I'll send it to you.
Nope.
Nobody wants it.
Alert! Alert! Fanfiction trigger warnings ahead. This fanfiction was written by adults for adults. It is set in a mature themed story in which many teenagers are teenagers. Death Eaters are terrorists, and they do bad things. Thus, you can expect torture, character death, sexual assault, and coercion. Characters will attempt and succeed in killing each other. Also, there will be multiple levels of adults behaving badly towards teens. If this triggers you, do not read this story. If you can't read about Aunt Petunia taking a swipe at Harry with a frying pan, and then act surprised when fanfic writers run with that to its logical conclusion. I mean, okay, that is fair. It is canon that Aunt Petunia did swipe at Harry with a frying pan. However, there is a distinct difference between swiping at Harry with a frying pan and hitting him with the frying pan. Just like Vernon puffing up, getting angry, and shouting is way different than Vernon taking off his belt, bending Harry over, and ejaculating into his bum.
The
Yeah.
direction I was expecting you to go.
I know, that's why I did it.
To be fair, that is how some fanfiction goes.
Yeah, I know. That's why I did
More
it.
than a few. God fucking damn it.
Also,
Potter,
this
random and
fic
odd
came
tournament
about as a
football.
challenge to not write any of the characters as they are in Harry Potter. So do not complain when your favorite character acts not at all like
Don't
themselves.
write them like they are in any
Wait.
capacity. Well,
Oh, no. I've read this.
This is also a Scooby-Doo fanfic
fuck.
in which the
What?
end will make sense of everything that's happened up until that point. So do not believe anything until the end. To paraphrase, Tim the Enchanter, if you doubt your courage or your squick level, come near further, for shock awaits you with sharp, pointy words.
Oh.
I don't think he understands what Scooby-Doo did, which was encourage critical thinking skills in children.
No, he
Well,
just
Max,
Is that
no.
a term in fan fiction writing? It's a Scooby-Doo fic. Is that actually a term? Or is this dude just an idiot?
I have been reading fanfic since the day that I contacted you, all those years ago back in 2010.
and he asked for a hookup.
And I have never once in my life encountered that term.
Okay. Good. Yeah,
Ah,
the
lucky
author's just a fucking moron then, because he literally just equated his story to a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
But
Despite having no mention of a mystery anywhere else.
which and again, everything will make sense at the end. No,
Nothing is
Again.
as it seems.
I mm,
See, the issue
I hate
here
that.
is that
I
the
hate that
reason
so much.
why Scooby-Doo works the way it does, the reason why, and I'll even add the books in, the reason why Nancy Drew works the way it does, why the Harvey Boys works the way it does, is
I'm sorry,
because...
the who?
Harvey Boys?
Hardy.
Hardy Boys, there we go, sorry.
Oh.
Okay, it's
Oh,
only
hmm.
been 18 years!
I'm
So,
sorry.
I
the
have
Hardy
not
Boys.
read the Hardy Boys longer than Arn has been alive!
That's
Yeah, you probably have.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I
True.
wanted to smack my nephew the other day because I pulled out my iPod. He's like, "What's that in your pocket?" Looks at me. Do you know how old those are? It's like longer than you've been born.
Yes.
About smacked him with it.
Bitch, I'm about to fucking
No,
backhand
you shouldn't. The hard drives aren't very stable in those things.
That's true.
Yeah, might break. But yeah, Sneaky, I read this thing, and
Oh no.
the first chapter, not TOS. The second one, very much TOS.
Oh wow. Nah, I'm not surprised
Yeah.
at all.
It's let's just say quality, and by quality I mean I want to fucking rip my eyes out with a spoon.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so
spoon.
back to my point about Scooby-Doo, Hardy Boys, and Nancy Drew. It's a formula. It's a easily, even as a child, it is an easily understood formula. Story starts, mystery is presented. There are clues along the way. Sometimes the clues lead to a success, sometimes they lead to a failure. You're supposed to guess as you read in the story. This is the critical thinking thing. You're supposed to guess who did it in the end. Because they give you a cast of characters at the beginning, and you're supposed to be like, oh, well, is it the old man? Or maybe it's the maid. And with each...
Or maybe it was that bastard Chet all along.
Indeed. And then as each clue is
Usually Chet out
revealed,
of
you're
this.
supposed to try and put together the puzzle before the end of the book / show. And because it's formulaic, you know you're supposed to do this. Now, just because the author told me that this is a Scooby-Doo story doesn't mean he understands what that is or what the formula is or if he even executes the formula correctly. So, I don't know what to do. What is that supposed to be a clue? Is this thing supposed to be a clue? Like, am I just gonna spend the next 20 years of my life waiting for this goddamn piece of shit to finish his clues so we can finally get to the big reveal at the end?
Probably.
Yeah, I guess.
And now I could understand calling it a Scooby-Doo fic, and then it's like, oh, it's completed, it's 75k words long, and so you're like, okay, well, you know, maybe I'll read this and try and guess what the ending is, right?
Yeah.
It is currently 400k words long. It has taken him 10 years to get this far. The ending is not in sight.
Yep.
And you're supposed to guess for this long?
Just fucking gone. Who
Also,
cares?
the fact that he mentions that it will all tie together at the end is like, you've been planning this for 10 years?
No, well, not only that, it's like, am I supposed to like, if I had started reading this story back when he posted it in 2010, am I supposed to remember in 2032 when he finally finishes the story? Am I supposed to remember what happened in chapter 1 and then be like, oh, in chapter 1 when this event happened, it all makes sense now?
Yes. He expects you to commit vast portions of your memory to keeping his entire story always with you all the time. He wants you to think about it endlessly.
Wait, hang
Yeah.
on.
I mean,
I just
I-
checked my phone, right? Because that's
Yeah.
where I read.
Yeah.
And apparently, I've got to chapter 32 of this. Out of 33 chapters.
Why?
Please tell me it was like
And I would like
spite
to ask myself,
or you were drunk.
why? Yeah, I can not remember reading past chapter like 3 of this, honestly.
Well,
Not a single fucking
um,
thing.
yeah.
Which clearly means my alcohol level
I
is not high
I
enough.
also like remembering shit that happens at the start of a thing 10 years later. I somehow doubt this dude's writing is good enough to leave that kind of impression. Like, I have some game series where I haven't touched this game in like 12 years. Wow, I still remember this section perfectly because it left such an impact. I don't see this dude's writing
Fair.
doing the same.
Yeah.
Well, and let's be clear.
No.
Sometimes it leaving an impression is a bad thing,
Yeah,
like
Absolutely.
Blighttown.
Goddamn Blight Town.
or this thing.
I don't.
I recognize this from the first paragraph. Actually, the last sentence of the first paragraph. And I knew immediately, this piece of garbage. So it left an impression. Just, not a good one.
It left an impression of stay the fuck away.
Yeah, and it also fucking opened the memory hole, apparently.
I'm not surprised at all.
Those repressions coming back. Oh god.
Oh,
No,
oh god.
No, put it back in the box, please.
Drown
Put
it.
the alcohol
Drown
in the
it.
glass. And put the memories in the box.
You put the memories in the alcohol and shake it all up.
Cheers. Ah. Oh fuck.
Gotta be
I got
honest, that
much
sounds
better.
like that would be a Weird Al Yankovic parody.
I could dig that. I mean, listen, I dig pretty much whatever Weird Al chooses to write as a parody because it's pretty much always hilarious.
Yes. Weird Al is pretty good, yeah.
I would say I'm gonna go out on a controversial musical limb here. Weird Al is funny and entertaining,
Funty.
and most people.
All right,
Funty.
Fun.
we're gonna get that word back into the dictionary.
Funty.
What do you mean back in?
Is funty, eh?
That's
Look,
part
I'm
of
sure
it,
it's
Max.
some weird Slavic word, but
All right, and now for
Wait,
something completely
apparently-
different, we're gonna read
apparently a funty
something
is,
nowhere
the
near.
pound sterling.
Oh, glorious!
Wait,
Yes, nailed it. All right,
I-
you guys ready for this?
I googled funty and I got literally 1 pound sterling equals 11.92 Norwegian kroner.
Okay,
And the
Wait.
Wikipedia link for
so
pound
that's
sterling.
like American
How?
skincare.
Fucking
Wait.
reason.
What?
I
How does
have
that?
know how
Look.
that correlates.
I do too.
That's a very good question. Look. I
Look,
can prove it.
no random correlation will ever be better than the bombing of Nagasaki and Hiroshima and American
No, fire-
skincare.
The firebombing of Tokyo.
Oh, the firebombing of Tokyo and American skincare. Yes, yeah,
Uh,
there we go.
And
Mm.
apparently
that
it's
one's always gonna be.
That's
borrowed from Russian funt, doublet of pound. Old Russian unit of weight, approximately 410 grams. So that's something, I guess. Or in Polish, it's also pound unit of currency. And Slovene.
It's funty money.
Yeah, I don't fucking know, dude.
I don't.
I don't understand.
Okay, back
It's
to the story.
fun-
I
Uh-huh.
believe you. I just don't understand.
I mean, the proof is literally right here in front of us. He's
Yep,
literally
yep.
giving us the receipts, but like, oh,
That's things.
Anyway, so
oh, different story. Oh boy,
new
we-
story. Yeah, since now we've gotten the report back from Arn, and we've read pretty much everything we need to read from him to realize it's going to be an absolute ass of a story. Let us get into the Ruby Bloodborne crossover.
Oh
Why?
boy.
Because, Gray, I haven't tortured you recently. Unshackled, the good hunter, David, did all that he could during his stay. Now the foreign hunter will have many other trials on this new land where the creatures of Grim roam on the remnant, and odd encounters make the experience entertaining.
Yes,
Hurt,
I
comfort,
shut off my
mystery.
ears.
What
My
was that
soul is-
inhale?
It was an exhale, actually.
That was the sound of his soul leaving his corpse.
Yeah. It's just like,
That is, those
They
are
don't
the
die all the
tags
places
you
to be.
absolutely never want to see on a story. Hurt,
Yeah.
comfort, mystery.
Hang on, Sticky, it's like that old meme. That's cool, no, but I have somewhere to be.
Oh, I can't find that. Do you still have it?
No, fuck, I'll look for it, dude. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I can't
I'll have a
find it.
look.
I need that. I need to use that again on people because it is such a good argument.
Yeah.
Naga! He grunted. What? As he stabbed both his arms.
That is on the list of things you shouldn't do, sir.
Most recommended procedure.
I recommend you get the alcohol, says Isley. Oh boy, I'm sure. I'm sure. At the abomination that was Murgo's wet nurse, it screamed in agony as it dissipated into nothingness, leaving behind only feathers of its former self. Finally, you poor thing can rest now, the hunter
Also, by the way,
thought
I
to
should
himself.
say the way Sneaky read that, all I could think of was Adia from Bravely Default Max.
That was the dumbest pronunciation ever. God.
What's wrong with
But
Adia?
it made it so much better.
Okay, so they wrote the onomatopoeia where someone's like grumbling like that thing, but the voice actress in English always pronounced it murgerger.
No,
It's
she
like-
just like
just said it.
phonetically read the angry sounds.
yeah,
Oh.
like she read it literally. It's like no, that's not. Oh dear.
But it was so funny.
It was.
Because
And
like
then
the
it
first time
quickly-
it happens, you're like, wait, what the fuck? And then she
then-
just
And then by
I
the
feel like she
seventh, you're
messed
like,
up the first
stop.
time and someone was like, you okay? And she's like, you know what? I've already come this far, I'm just gonna lead into this now.
That may well have been what happened. Bravely Default was such a good game until it stopped being but good.
Oh yes. I too hate it when good games stop being good.
No, he's one of
So-
those people who thought the time loop got out of hand, which I'll grant you, it probably did.
And
like,
it should not have gone past Time Loop 3.
Okay, but you're totally okay with what was it, like 6 episodes of
Hazume Shizumiya.
yeah.
No, I was not okay with it, but I suffered through it.
Also, it's 8.
I don't know when I ever said I was okay with the Endless 8. I just called you a bitch for not committing. There's a difference.
Pedro, you know what to do. The hunter thought to himself as the cries of the infant died down until only the wind whistled of this nightmare that Mensis created. He then put his weapon over his transformed arm and let the ancient tool return his arm to its original human state. I still can't believe that a hunter before me came up with the idea to fight the beast with the same coin. He continued, you can't believe that? Literally all of the Bloodborne hunters are fucking beyond batshit crazy. In fact, a majority of them, I would say, went so far into crazy, they circled back around into being sane.
It's quite possible.
Hammer.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, I cannot fathom a Bloodborne hunter going, man, I can't believe someone thought of this. It's like, I guess if you're a new one, but Murgo's Wet Nurse, last I checked, was a decent way into the game.
Almost the last boss.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's not exactly simple to get to.
So they're geniuses. No, they're less geniuses and more so desperately insane to create things that kill things better that they have gone around the full bend and straight into, it doesn't matter if I die, if this works, it works.
Well, I was gonna say, you eventually get back around to Ludwig's Holy Sword.
Yes. Fucking Kirkhammer.
Kirkhammer
bless
is a
Kirkhammer.
gift, and you will appreciate it.
Says the hovel builder.
Fuck off. It works. It always works. I am literally the only reason your Dark Souls 1 and 2 playthroughs work with a full magic build.
I know.
Do you know it?
Stop hiding behind your boyfriend. He makes such a good shield, though. Yeah, you're right.
I still can't believe that Invader won, not because he killed you, but because you walked out when I told you to stay in the room, and my backslide pushed you off the ledge. You died because, again, Dark Souls hitboxing is some of the best when it comes to weapon and player models.
God bless Dark Souls.
I don't know. I still think our best times in Dark Souls 1 was the guy that invaded, saw me, and tried to sprint for me only to get a Chaos Fireball to the face. And then he was like, alright, maybe I'll go for his Phantom Spirit first. And you
And
just
then he got
fucking got
thumped with a
Dragon
dragon
Slayer
arrow.
Great Boned by you. And he's like, alright, you know what? Second thought, fuck this.
Man,
No, he
I always
he
think
went
there
down
should
the
be a penalty
stairs.
for the people that bitch out.
Oh, there should be, but like the best part is that we still killed him because he went down the stairs trying to hide, and then he made another mad dash for you, and I managed to no scope him
Yeah.
because
And
I
then
knew how
as
to
he's
use the
being
camera
fucking
mechanics.
knocked back, I'm just like, lava!
So once he recovered in lava because that's what you do in that game.
You're allowed to get back up as long as I can kill you.
I wonder what Firestorm does. Everything explodes into flame. Ah, yes, I see.
This is useless.
Not if you're sneaky with a hobble.
Oh, that one
doesn't
guy who
exist.
comes in and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna fight. Oh, it's a hovel build. Alright, if I just dodge a bunch, I can probably get around him to stab. Hovel starts ninja flipping. Oh, shit.
Hobble starts ninja flipping. Just push the controller down. That's it. I give up.
Yeah, no, I'd max dex, strength, and equip load. So if I took off the shield and dragon tooth, I could still run around with
Light roll.
Cestus in full hobble gear and the ninja flip ring, and I would hit like a truck because it was a plus 10 Cestus.
It was so fucking stupid.
I remember I was so excited. I'm like, sneaky, look what I can do now. And you just sat there like, oh god, Max, no.
Oh, and then I tried to get the ninja ring and the guy just ran off the ledge instead.
And then I had to throw myself off the ledge so you could reload your game.
Yeah,
So that it would pop up onto the ledge.
yeah.
I remember the first time I
Oh.
played through Dark Souls 1, I did a magic build.
That
And
was a
I had
mistake.
so much trouble with Ornstein and Smoke. Well, no, because
Yeah.
I'd actually played Dark Souls 2. So,
That was like twice the mistake then.
Yeah.
but
Well, magic
this
builds
was
are
when Dark
super
Souls
great.
2 came out.
I know, but what I'm saying is going from Dark Souls 2 into 1 is a mistake because nothing that works in Dark Souls 2 works in 1.
Oh, yeah. But here's the thing. I'd done Dark Souls 2, and I was like, yeah, okay, but everybody says magic is cool, so I want to do magic, which inadvertently turned out to be the best possible thing to do when playing Dark Souls 1.
Well, if you could survive to mid game, yes.
Yeah, yeah. If you could
I
survive.
did, because I already knew, even though I didn't know Dark Souls 1, I knew a lot of the Dark Souls tricks. Anyway, point is,
Alright, Max, I'm going into Ornstein Smoke. Get stabbed back through the fog gate. Hi, Max!
I wasn't even able to enter the gate, and you were just in my face, like, well, that's
Host has
that's normal.
died.
I actually got to the point where I gave up trying to kill Ornstein and Smo with magic, because Smo's hammer just blocked every fucking spell.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that can happen. Yes, I forgot about that.
And so I was just like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll just stab you with my sword until you die. And then, of course, you just magicked
Ornstein.
Ornstein to death. And you were like, this is so much easier. I'll just stand on the other side of the pillar and laugh.
Yeah. That the Ornstein and Smo fight is one of those things where it's like, this is what's going to separate people in this game. Because it's the first
if
really
you
hard
ever look
boss
at the
fight.
prepare to die achievements, you can definitely see the point in which people gave up beating Ornstein and Smo from the rapid decrease in people who have gotten this boss kill achievement
Yeah.
past
Yeah.
him.
I faced him
I'm-
alone.
Yeah, that
Same, yeah. No, it's actually a bit of an achievement. Be like, my first time beating Ornstein Smell, I was completely alone, complete solo build, and I was most certainly underleveled for that area.
I'm just absolute garbage at every single game I play, so
no,
I beat him
no,
with
you're okay.
fisticuffs.
No, I was gonna say, here's the thing: you're good at any game where you're allowed to be completely autistic about numbers, because you can optimize those numbers through your autism.
that is true.
Oh yeah, no.
Why he's good at
Sneak-
MMOs? Because
Sneaky's
his
min-maxed in
sole
Dark Souls.
goal
Ugh.
is to make the big numbers, and he's good at that.
I
Not
have
with,
that
like,
idea.
Money or anything that matters, but he can make the big numbers in video games.
Every single moment of my life began with, I have an idea. And it ended with, that was a poor idea.
Genius!
Oh, no!
Which, by the way, Sneaky, they did put that man in his suit in Gundam Versus.
Excellent, good. You must respect the meme. Anyway, so blah 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 blah. The beast claw, he imbued it with the power of blood and the strange metal he found. Blah blah blah. Back to the dream. Now I can get some answers. Approach the lamp. When he first
Expecting
met,
answers in Bloodborne.
Indeed.
This man has clearly not played Bloodborne.
but as time passed on, he put off their appearance and accepted them to be his helpers. He bowed down at the lamp and let his body and spirit be transported to the Hunter's Dream. Hunter's Dream took a few moments to get his senses back. He was shocked. What in the Great One's name? He said out loud. And his home was burning. What's going on, doll? Good hunter, you've come. Dawn will break. The night, the dream is over. Go to the great tree. Go on, good hunter. German wishes to talk to you. Thank you, doll, for everything.
By the way,
tilted
like
her
a lot
head.
of people, I missed German the very first time. I just missed that creepy old bastard in his wheelchair. I didn't find him until like the second or third time I went into the workshop.
5
I'm pretty sure I
times.
remember that because, like, have you met Garmin? Who?
Who?
You need to look for an old man in a wheelchair right now.
I'm kind of interested. How long can you go through the Bloodborne story without ever talking to German?
The entire thing.
Oh, excellent!
No,
I want to see someone write a story now where the
You can
character
go through the
goes
entire
through.
game right up until the very end when you have to go talk to him.
Yeah.
Well, assuming you've done enough of the. Well, no, I mean you always talk to him, but like you can go through the whole game, the whole thing, never speak to that man.
That's what I'm saying. There's like, if I want to see a story in which that happens, in where the main character goes through the entire game, and then finally the house is on fire, and the doll's like, "You must go speak with German," and the guy's just like,
Who?
"Who?
I'm sorry, I have to go talk
Wait.
to who?
There was someone else here the whole time?"
Well, because there's a random chance that he'll spawn in like the back left corner of the room, and he'll be completely silent.
Nice. Anyway, so
So
walking
he's just
down
being a
field of
creepy-
flowers,
Hey, man.
Maria.
I was gonna say,
Blah, blah,
listen,
blah,
he's always
German.
been a creepy man, as evidenced by the doll.
Oh, wasn't it like one of the
Yes.
first introduction lines where between you and him was "Use the doll however you please," perverted chuckle?
If it would
Yes.
please you.
Yeah.
No. Well, so the thing is, you can actually get a line beforehand where she's like, "I am here to see to all of your needs," and the credit to the voice actor, she did a great job putting emphasis on all and needs, so that you knew what she was implying. And then once she says that, German can be like, use the doll however you please. It's like, no.
Creepy man, creepy
Yeah, it's
man.
a bit
Yeah, he. He
I don't
was
put my
very,
which-
very broken man.
Which makes that entire DLC so much more disturbing.
Good Hunter,
Yes, it
blah
does.
blah blah, night's near its end, stop before you say anything else, I have a few things to ask and give. Oh, ask and give. I'm too old to receive gifts, but I can certainly share knowledge. Before you forget everything, that is. I think Maria would like you to have this, and he gives Rakio to him. Maria, I miss you so much. So it's true, you modeled the doll after her, didn't you? Yes, but she simply isn't her. Then this dream, is it actually a nightmare? How did you? I saw the original Hunter's Workshop and in the mansion a third of an umbilical cord. I'm guessing he used to call it a great one. Yes, it's true. Lawrence and Master Wilhelm told me they would wake me up, but they haven't yet. Where's the great one? It's around here, watching everything. I know you want to wake up Gurman to be unshackled. How did you? I heard you while you slept. It's a bit creepy.
What is this?
I think I stumbled on this story myself.
No,
I
this
don't think it
nightmare's
was
been going
particularly
for too
good.
long. He stared at the moon, and he realized the moon was staring back at him. You can't fight it, good hunter. It's too powerful to resist. Not for long. He raised the 3 umbilical cords. If this can call the Great One, then it can resist it as well. That is... No! No! That is not how that works.
I can fight
That's-
Cthulhu by saying Cthulhu's name.
As long as I do this summoning ritual, I can resist whatever I summon. No.
That sounds wrong. I mean, I don't know shit about fucking Bloodborne, but that just sounds retarded.
Cthulhu
Yeah, no, it-
things
it
want to
doesn't-
help, like
Yeah.
It
QA
doesn't
does.
resist. Well,
It's not so much that you resist it. Okay, I mean technically here's what happens. You can resist it because you're basically trying to become it.
Yeah.
well, so the ending for that requires 3 of those chords, which implies that there is some amount of resistance they grant you, but they're more like uber insight than anything else, I think.
That's what. Well, I actually did a lot of wiki diving on this one, specifically the umbilical cords, because of fics like these talking about them, and I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And I was interested.
Yeah.
And as far as my personal theory is on all that, is that it is basically making yourself crazy so the Great One can't make you crazy.
You can't make me crazy. I've already lost my mind.
I mean, can't be double crazy now, can you?
I'm too crazy to go insane.
Exactly. You know, 2 negatives make a positive, so that will just make you sane.
And then Shiro wakes up with a reality marvel. That's just how it works, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Suddenly you have a billion swords in your head, like, whoops.
See, now that's something I'd like to
Oopsie-daisy.
see. Shiro gets his powers because he goes crazy and he's just remembers the Hunter's Workshop. Gilgamesh just checks his vault one day. What the hell is this thing? I don't remember this at all.
Hang on a second, this is new.
Pulls out Ludwig's holy sword. I think I can work with this.
This sword is insulting me. What? This sword is literally insulting me psychically.
I can hear it shit talking me, saying I'm not a hunter.
Actually, you know what? In all honesty, the Gordius wheel might do that. Because that thing just straight up causes insanity.
I am being shit talked by a sword. I hate it.
I mean, depending on how good the sword is at it, he might like it.
That's fair. Yeah, blah blah.
Sneaky, you make the sword ultra good at shit talking so that Gilgamesh goes, "Ah, at last, a witty companion."
I see. No one's ever tried to fight it before. I'm still obliged to deal with you, however. It's always the hunter's helper to clean up. Reason won't work anymore. Hope you can rest after this, Gurman. Tonight, Gurman enjoys the hunt. And they both flew at each other. They both knew how. They flew at each other. Bullets flew, blades struck, and they danced on the white carpet of flowers. Each rush made flowers shed petals. Each clash made sparks igniting stray pellets. The fight went on for minutes, and through their eyes it was at the very least an hour. That's probably how long it took the author to beat it. Both skilled and groomed to be the finest. Ha ha! Both hunters stopped their tracks for a split second to catch their breath before going at it again. The blood tainted the pure white. Their sweat enriched the soil. Their grunts of pain echoed through the nightmare. Grr. Urman stood still as he visibly in pain. Good Hunter just watched as Moon's rays gave Gurman more strength than he already had before. Must be the Great One giving his host power. Blah 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 blah. Power peak. Blah blah. Hunter did not waver. Blah blah. Fell down. Rip apart his old mentor. Tired old hunter, foolish enough to summon a Great One to end the hunt. On the other side, a young hunter who witnessed the horrors of the hunt and the insanity of Yharnam and carried their sins. Good Hunter, I know I have no place to ask during a fight. What's your name? My name's David. David, it's nice to meet you. You as well, Master Gurnham. David, and he responded as they clashed once more. Blah blah blah. Gurnham fell to the ground. Blah blah. Grr, I lost. This has to be done, Master. I know. I've done this countless times. Thank you, David. The night and the dream are long. Rest now. You deserve it. Now then. Blah, 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 blah. A horrible skeleton creature looked like tentacles descended down to him. It said nothing as its arms enveloped him and closed the gap between both of them as he attempted to absorb the human. Stop, David screamed as the power of the umbilical cord resonated with his will to resist the Great One. The Great One, the moon presence known as Flora, as the doll prayed to it, did not took this rebellion lightly and shook its head viciously as a beast would before locking its malformed face to the hunter. This has gone on far too long. You Great Ones think you can play God. I refuse you all. Actually, it's not them thinking they can play God. They are successfully playing God, and it's not so much as them thinking they can play God or successfully playing God. It's they are not the whole thing with the Great Ones and the Lovecraftian inspiration from them is not. None of the gods are. That's the best way to phrase. Actively malicious, I would say.
They're trying to help.
Well,
and
some of
they
them are trying to
can't.
help, and it's like space battleship, go make me toast. It's like, well, vaporizing the home makes you toast because now all the bread is toasty in it. It's like,
I mean,
technically that is true.
Well, I was gonna say because I was just rereading Dresden Files to get ready for the fact that the next book comes out on the 14th. Right? It's like an archangel is like, I need to make sure that Michael Carpenter can walk, but all I can do is give him my angel powers to fix his bum leg. Literally massive pointless overkill.
Yeah.
In this case, though, it works out because, angels, not Cthulhu, Fatagan Cthulhu.
Right. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that even the more negative Great Ones in both Bloodborne and Cthulhu, I can speak more about Lovecraftian stuff. Even the more negative ones, the death of 1,000 worlds and whatnot, if they aren't maliciously killing all the worlds, that's just their job. It's just what they are. They are the death of 1,000 worlds.
Yeah, well, it's like a great example of that. In some ways, oh my god, I can't think of what his name was. Marvel villain. Galactus.
Right.
His job is to make sure that the universe gets reset every once in a while. And as part of that, guess what? Gotta eat planets.
Right.
Nom nom.
Unless, they feed him Twinkies, because apparently that's a suitable substitute.
We don't talk about that.
But anyway, that's the point. Like, Alduin, you can say, is malicious, because his job was to end the world, except he was like, well, the world's only going to end when I feel like it's going to end, In the meantime, I'm just going to use my world-ending powers to take over the world. That's malicious. If your job as a god is to be the death of the world, and you kill the world, you're not being malicious. You are literally
You're going
fulfilling
into
your
the
purpose.
office.
Yeah, you are literally fulfilling your purpose. Now, if you were going around and being like, unless you sacrifice your closest loved one to me once per year, I will refrain from destroying your world. If you don't sacrifice to me, every single person on the planet doesn't sacrifice to me unless they're being sacrificed, then I'll eat your world. If you go around doing that, then you're malicious. But, you know, it's alien battleship meat toaster. Great one, Defiant Hunter, roared. Doll walked calmly through the garden and looked at the thing she prayed to. The moon presence ravaged its way to its foe. Bolt paper, blow transformed hands, rushed in head first. They both tried to shred each other. Who was the hunter and who was the prey here? Many times the hunter would have died unless he used his blood vials. Maybe you should actually learn to dodge. I know it's ironic me telling someone else to learn how to dodge in a Bloodborne game or a Souls game, that is. But even I am not stupid enough to be like, yeah, claw weapons. Let me just run at the boss and stay there as we punch each other. That's gonna work out.
This
I have
can only
actually
end
seen
positively.
someone work well.
Well, I mean, you have to min-max really fucking hard.
Yes. But
Well,
it is
and I was
possible.
gonna say, and guess what? There's still gonna be a lot of like when they do like the big obvious windup, you're still gonna roll to try to dodge that. You're just gonna not try super hard. Like, he hit me, whatever. That's what red is for.
Damn it! Curse the hunter as his claws were just out of reach. Heavy swipe. Gurnham's weapon, the burial blade. Please, Gurnham, give me your strength. He transformed his arms back to normal while wielding his master's weapon, and he grabbed his pendant and let his powers aid him. What? Okay, so apparently pendants are just giving him superpowers now?
No, there are magic powers.
Okay. Well, he grabbed Gurnham's pendant, and now he has super speed and super strength. So he moves so fast that dusts of after images are left behind in his wake.
No, that's not how that.
Each slash sliced open the beast and cut bone. Blah blah, beast, blah blah, the beast died. Blah 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 blah, hey. You take that, you son of a bitch, he said while covered in blood. The world began to flutter around him and bending, trying to find a source of power to keep it afloat. Dahl walked towards the beaten, tired hunter. He sustained heavy damage, but he could heal himself if he used his blood vials. Oh, it's you, he said. What are you doing here? ... She said nothing, as she only spoke small words to him from time to time. Not much to talk, are ya? He said as he gripped his pistol with his left hand on his lap. This is it. No more dreams, he said to her with his hands shacking. He held on to his master's weapon with his other hand. He put his beast claw behind his belt to not lose it during his fight against Moon Presence. Will you be okay? She asked him, while bending down to his level. I don't know that far ahead, but I wish you the best, Doll, he said, with a small smile under his mask. He knew what he needed to do before World chose his
You've
body.
destroyed the world.
God, Sneaky would suffer playing Bloodborne. Yeah, no, it's a little bit too fast for me, to be honest. Also, controller.
Which is why we need to pay him money to do it.
I would need a PS4. He knew what he needed to do before the world chose his body to be the next vessel. Okay, it was pretty much instant from what I remember of the cutscene.
That is correct.
Yeah, no, there's no wait time.
He unsteadily aimed his gun at his temple and then blew his
and your
brain
character
out.
just gets warped.
So he blows his own brains out with his
Persona.
gun. Yeah,
Persona.
he fucking personas himself.
Damn.
What's your persona? Moon Presence.
What's your persona? Glock 18.
Sneaky, they put the gun to their head and the gun just moves to the other hand? What? What?
All right. Wow, we actually got through that pretty snappy, if I do say so myself. So now that that is all said and done with, I want to thank everyone who have stayed this long. I know not many of you did. I know it was a boring story where we just talked about a bunch of stuff that had nothing to do with this. But you came, you saw, you heard, and you experienced fan fiction at its
And I wish I hadn't.
very finest. And maybe you were new, and maybe you watched this clip, maybe you jumped around, and maybe you'll start to understand, as I did, that we need better fucking standards in the fan fiction section. Because
God, we need fucking.
holy
ugh.
shit. We need less pedophiles in our fan fiction.
Imagine that.
I feel like this is it. You know, I feel like this isn't too difficult of an ask, people.
Yeah.
All
Something
right.
about that.
Well,
Just
since no one's got no questions, no one's got no things to say, I suppose we shall end it here. I will see you all on Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Be there or be square, because
It will
there
be the
is...
America. It will be the American themed show, since many places of business will be observing July the 4th.
Yes, of course, we will have to
Oh,
do
yeah.
only American stories.
I mean, technically it's on the 4th for me. So,
That's true. That's true.
due to time zone
You
differences.
be an honorary American.
We will...
I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man, or whatever.
Sure. All right, we
Something
will
like
see
that.
you all next
Oh
time.
no! You fight for the rights of extraordinarily rich capitalists to continue to be extraordinarily rich capitalists.
Hell yeah, that's based.
Because there is always more, and it always gets worse.